So welcome everybody to today's info session and question and answers for our upcoming Mystery School of the Rose training. Super nice to see some of you out there. I've been getting a lot of requests recently, and it has inspired me to launch another training this year. And we will move from fall equinox to the spring equinox. So today I'll be sharing a little bit about what the Mystery School of the Rose 7-month online training is all about, what it means what this initiation is about, what it is to be training as a Rose priestess, and yeah, just hopefully going through all the questions I've been receiving over the last little bit about the summary of this course. So before we begin, I would love just to start with a short meditation and invite you all, if you have a candle, just to light your candle. And if you have a smudge stick, sage or palo santo, copal, to just use your incense. And we're doing this just to open ourselves to this possibility to receive not just from the head, but from the heart, and see if this is perhaps in resonant accord, if this is the leap that your heart has been knocking and calling for. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my Palo Santo. If you've already smudged the space, go ahead and find a comfortable position and just sit up nice and tall. And you can begin to take long, deep breaths. I like to just smudge the screen beyond space and time. Just receiving the purification from each one of us, purifying our altars, Isis, Mary Magdalene, beautiful orchids that are with us today, and then our own body temples. Let the smell of the incense already shift us into a softer space, calming down the nervous system, letting all the tissue in our bodies just relax and soften, and then coming to a still seated position with your eyes closed, long spine, and take a few long, deep breaths. Take some clearing breaths together. Just big inhale through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. Let everything be released, relaxed, empty, open. Softening, and continue at your own pace, breathing in and out. Letting the breath, our beautiful guide, this amazing tool, this amazing system we have to bring us into this space of stillness. Letting your own breath guide you long and deep. Letting every exhale give permission to the little cells in our bodies to surrender, to relax, to soften. Arriving here together, and then just taking a moment and visualizing a beautiful column of light that is moving from the base of your spine all the way to the crown, all the way through your spinal column in a beautiful wave form, moving up and down, perhaps syncing it with your breath, inhaling as it rises, exhaling as it washes down, and we're just purifying our body, our energy centers, awakening and aligning them to be receptive, to be clear, to be here, to all drop into the same vibration. Moving that breath, that light, that golden cord up along the backside of our body, and as you exhale, around the top of our head and down the front side of our body. Feeling this beautiful system moving in harmonic accord. Washing clean just with the frequency of golden light, the energy centers, washing away stagnation, letting the mind be calm. And now we're going to extend this golden column down through our root into the beautiful crystalline Mother Earth that we sit upon. Sinking our roots a little bit softer and deeper into the ground as we feel this connection now through our yonis down into the earth, all the way into the beautiful Mother Gaia. And as we inhale, we bring up that energy from the earth, from all the crystals, from the minerals, and into our bodies, into our heart. And just let it live in our heart for a moment. Working just first and foremost with this breath and with this energy from the earth, circulating it up and down through our root chakra, all the way up into our body, into our heart center. And letting this energy from the earth just live within our heart space, our temple. And with our next inhale, we're going to draw from the stars, from the heavens, and bring it down through our crown and also down into our heart. And now just focusing on this breath, connecting the heavens, the energies of all the beautiful light beings, star beings, all of those in service of unconditional light and love on our planet, and the galaxies, drawing forth this energy through our crown into our heart center, nourishing our beautiful heart with this essence, this vibration of unconditional love. I'm going to transition now into breaths just in and out of the heart, feeling the alchemy of these two energies from the earth, from the sky, meeting in the center of our heart center. Fueling the light, fueling the love, fueling this beautiful seat, chamber, throne of our own soul, which lives inside of our heart. Feeling this alchemy, and with every breath, just nourishing the flame, the light, the golden light that lives in our heart, growing it bigger and bigger with every in-breath and with every out-breath, expanding throughout our body, this light from our heart, expanding beyond our body, expanding to the spaces all around us, expanding over the beautiful world. The light coming from every direction of our heart, going around the world, blanketing until the light meets each other, and just feeling even nourished from your own light circling back to you. Making sure our spine is elongated. We are beautiful, perfect channels, receiving and transmitting and sharing, offering up prayers from our heart, receiving in the light, the love. Bringing all of this back to focus within our heart. Let your breath be intuitive. Let the breath help you move into these new states of consciousness. Just being in our heart for a moment. It's beautiful, clear, golden light. And taking a moment, just placing your right hand on your heart, your left hand over your womb. Just take a moment with your eyes soft, eyelids soft, to connect to your intention today of being here in this space. What has called you here? What has whispered? What has knocked within your beautiful heart to make you arrive here and now in this space together? What has called you forward to leap as the universe called you? And perhaps a little smile swipes across your face as you know that in these beautiful efforts of courage, you will always be caught. New doors opened in more expansive and beautiful ways you could even imagine. Just relaxing your root, sacral chakra, letting your belly be open and expanded. while still holding the chest open and the spine long. Just take a moment to give thanks for this moment. Give thanks for this connection you are feeling with your own beautiful sacred temple body, with your own sacred mind, with your own sacred spirit and soul. Let's take a deep inhale. Through the mouth, exhaling. Slowly letting our hands down onto our knees or lap. And just bringing our chin down to our chest in sweet devotion for this moment. Namaste, Aho, Sat Nam. And when you're ready, you can come back and meet me here. So welcome. Beautiful Earth Angels, such an honor to meet you here. My name is Bianca, for those of you who I don't already know. And it's such an honor to meet you here. Thank you for taking the time to watch, to be here. So today's session is an info session about our upcoming Mystery School of the Rose Priestess training. We begin with an opening ceremony on the fall equinox coming up, and we run for 7 months all the way into April 2023. It's a 7-month training, and it's online, and it's our signature Rose Priestess training. I run 2 of these every year, one from solstice to solstice and one from equinox to equinox. And yes, so Mystery School of the Rose, what do we do here? What is this all about? I know a lot of you already know some of what we do, but basically this is a training for leaders, spiritual leaders. And I know this work is calling forward those people who have really been preparing for this their whole lives. I love the story of perhaps, I'm going to share it. This little prince that as a baby was taken from his kingdom and then raised in a very, very humble setting and living with the common people. And one day, one of the king's men comes through this village many years later, 20 years later, and finds this boy and recognizes him immediately and says, "Wait a minute, you're the prince. What are you doing here? We've been looking for you for almost 20 years." And the prince, a little bit shocked, but also something inside of him knows that he's been preparing for this his whole life. And he knows it's his duty to join the king's men and go back to his kingdom and learn how to be the ruler he was destined to be the leader he's been destined to be. And I like to use this analogy because we are all those princesses, having been trained our life through the different divine experiences we've had up until now, to now step forward into this role of leadership, guiding our beautiful human star beings, companions on this earth, to remember themselves, to remember their hearts, to remember how to live from the heart, to make this shift, this paradigm shift that we are all experiencing right now together. You just raise your hand if you are fully aware that there is a massive shift in consciousness happening right now. Yeah, we are. It is the golden age. It has been prophesized in cultures all around the world from different time periods that now is the time, the grand awakening, the big awakening, the shift in consciousness, the golden age, the remembering. And how awesome that we are part of that. And there's no coincidence that you found yourself to this video, because we are simply remembering ourselves. The king's men, the queen's men women have been have come to our doorstep and have knocked and said, it's time to reclaim your throne. It's time to reclaim your queendom. People are literally waiting for you to share your voice, to share your guidance of how to navigate this new earth. And it's common to perhaps think, oh, who am I to do that? No, I'm not ready for this. Trust me. If you are here, you are ready for this. You have been preparing for this, not just in this lifetime, but for many lifetimes before. So here we are, and what a grand opportunity. What a grand moment. Um, and I have a feeling, I can sense that there's this feeling of fear a little bit, and fear is so beautiful. It's just an invitation. It's an opportunity to expand, to overcome this little hump or big mountain that is within, to then come to the other side and be born anew into the flower, into the butterfly, into the more expanded self that is waiting to be embodied by you. And so the Mystery School of the Rose, we're calling those people who are remembering themselves as priestess, as master of this world and inner world, of the outer and the inner, as shaman, as those beings who have walked this earth or not, but those beings who have come to be part of this massive awakening in consciousness that is happening right now. And not to be part of it, but to guide and lead and help and support, aid, to be leaders of this golden age, of this new earth that we are literally creating right now. That is you. And so the Mystery School of the Rose is a training for those people who are remembering themselves as this role, who have the drive, the desire to explore our consciousness for themselves, and then step forward and share this with the world, to bring our beloved brothers and sisters of this planet with us on this journey if they're ready. And so, yeah, I say the Mystery School of the Rose is a rose of remembering, because through the training, we are doing the work to remember ourselves as whole and holy. All of the universe lives within us. The whole wisdom, the whole consciousness of the planet and the universe lives within us. We can tap into that memory. And in the school, we are training to come back to that and remember ourselves as this infinite well of wisdom that we are. Not just listen to it and trust it enough that we take action upon it. And in that action, our truest gifts are shared. And in that action, we are abundant, we are fulfilled, we are also recognized in our gift. We are fulfilled, we are at peace. And so this is that journey. And how do we do this? Oh, it's so vast, and I will try and move through this as precisely as I can and get a little bit more into the nuts and bolts of this training. So we work primarily with a technology called Heka. Heka is so similar to plant medicines or breath work technologies or yoga systems. Heka is also a technology that helps expand consciousness. Heka comes from the Egyptian, like ancient Egyptian language, and it means the formula for magic. So we are working with magic. And how do we open into magic? Well, the ingredients of the formula are very simple. Almost so simple that it's hard to believe. But when we come together in a collective, present, precise container with a deeply rooted intention, then magic happens. And there I gave you the ingredients: presence, intention, attention. The words, the songs, the prayers, the setting, the vibration of our temple that we create. How do all these pieces then formulate together so precisely, so subtly, to open up a portal? And in that portal, we come into expanded consciousness. Sometimes I call it the helicopter view. And in that state, we are open to see perspectives that perhaps we weren't open to before. So we're working with this technology called Heka through our Temple of Isis rituals. These rituals are ancient rituals from thousands of years ago that have been practiced in mystery schools time immemorial. And I feel so grateful that I have received some of these rituals in this lifetime, and it is my honor and my service to share them so that we can share these rituals amongst our tribe, our community, those people ready to make a shift back from here to here, head to heart. So these rituals are all very different. We have 7 of them. We have 7 gates of the Mystery School of the Rose. We go through 7 months. Each month is a different gate. We work with the energy of a different goddess. The 7 goddesses, divine goddesses that we work with are Isis, Mary Magdalene, Lakshmi, Hathor, Mother Mary, Saraswati, and Sekhmet. So we have different lineages that's going on here, and all of them holding a blueprint of energy that will and is excited to get activated within each one of us. Unconditional love, abundance, leadership, voice, creativity, sensuality and pleasure. And it goes on. Fierceness, warrior, priestess. So these energies come in and really hold the space and guide us through this month. And every gate begins with one of the Temple Isis rituals that we do online. Okay, in this Temple of Isis ritual, we're guided in ceremony together, and each one really unlocks something different. And then we have the rest of the month to integrate these teachings. Okay, so it's as if something deeply shifts on a quantum level. You can ask the ladies in the school. They're profound. You need space before and after to prepare, to rest, and then just really consciously integrate these shifts that take place. And all of these shifts are taking place to support us in expanding even deeper into our potential, into what we were born to be. What is our why? Who are we? What are we? What is our service? And there is a reason why we're here. There is a reason why you're here. There is a reason why you're incarnated here. And maybe you know it, maybe you don't, maybe you're super clear on it. Beautiful. This is a way to support you in continuing to expand into that, to understand better, to know better, to trust better, to trust your intuition, to know your heart language, to understand your heart language, and to share your heart's language. Learn and live the language of the heart. Okay? And so every month we meet 4 to 5 times on our Zoom portal here. We always meet the day before full moon for theory class. The theory class varies from topic, all the way from temple arts, where we learn about temple technology, how Heka works, using and learning also about ancient ways of opening up portals and the technologies. There's a lot of ancient Egyptian lineage that's part of the school. As you can see, Isis is really the guide. All of the rituals are from her mystery school. And if she's been coming through, yes, she has been powering through many of us priestesses, remembering ourselves, because she's like, it's time to spread your wings. No more self-doubt. That can't even exist. That vibration can't exist. It's time to show up, not even just for yourself, but for collective consciousness, for humanity. And so these Temple of Isis rituals help us really like break free from all the limitations, from all the programs, from all the habits, addictions, whatever it is, to fully embody our power. Empower. And all these rituals have a formula. Through doing the Temple of Isis, I'm bouncing around, apologies. The Temple of Isis rituals, there's a formula. What happens when we do these rituals? Well, the first thing that happens is when we're in this expanded state of consciousness, we remember who we are. That's what happens. We remember who we are. What happens when we remember who we are? Well, deep down, we're all God. We're all goddess. We are all divine. And when we remember ourselves as divine, nothing low vibrational can exist. Self-doubt, self-sabotage dissolves. And we are in our hearts as light and love, embodied, commanding our reality, always manifestors. From remembering, we are empowered. When we remember, we become empowered. when we are empowered, we unlock also the creativity within us. There's confidence that comes with us. And now we can finally listen to that creativity that's been bubbling up within us, wanting to share. We're here to share. And in that sharing, we become lighter. We move energy, unlocking our creativity. When we unlock our creativity, then the last stage is this phase of a leader, sharing, stepping into your role as divine feminine leader. So it's pretty magical. Going back to logistics, I'm going to go into logistics. I feel like I'm so excited about this topic because it's really transformational, very, very transformational. We're the most beautiful community now of sisters who've graduated and are currently in the training. And yeah, the community is beautiful, and we keep growing, and we keep meeting around the world for pilgrimage and doing these works in person where we are. We're not focused on a perpetual inner healing process in this training. We are here collecting to talk about the new earth, to grid it, to create it. And in the process of creating it and doing the work together, and in our prayers of unconditional love anchored on earth, we are healing ourselves as well. And vice versa. Informing the morphogenic field, the field of consciousness. Okay, I'm going to go into the nuts and bolts because I need to finish soon. Thank you for your patience. And I hope you guys are inspired and exciting. And if this is feeling so good for you, then I encourage you to take that leap and follow your heart. In the bottom of this video, I'm going to, for those of you live, I'm going to send the link to book a discovery call or to send out an application form if you want to join this training. I'm limiting spots every year to 12 ladies, 12 priestesses, plus myself is 13, the number of the goddess. And that's the group. So to nuts and bolts, there's 4 to 5 sessions, live sessions every month. The day before the full moon, we always meet for theory, temple arts, the priestess path, multi-dimensional space holding, leadership in the golden age, 1,000-petaled creative expression. Creating tribe and community for this work. And there's a couple more topics. On the full moon, we join and we do these rituals together, online, in person. And it is profound. It really, truly is profound that we can still have these experiences via this screen. We are beyond space and time. The day after the ritual, we join again to have an integration session where we talk about and share our experiences from the day before. On the new moon, you are trained to then, you are taught to then share this ceremony with your community. So you then are given the whole blueprint of the ceremony, the Temple of Isis ritual, and then you share it with your community on the new moon. At the beginning, maybe it's just with yourself. Maybe the next time with a couple of your friends. But we have beautiful priestesses around the world sharing with groups of 20, 30 women and doing these ceremonies together. And it is wild. And it is amazing. And it is expanding like wildfire. And I'm so grateful that there's all these awakening, beautiful beings remembering themselves as the divine, feeling empowered, opening themselves. And so then on the new moon you share, and the following day, we meet again in our Zoom and we talk about how it was to lead the session, what came up, and integrate that, talk about it, learn from it. Okay, so those are the sessions every month. So originally when I created this course, I'm like, okay, we're going to start with me sharing all of the work, and then at the end you graduate, and then you are able to share the works. And then Spirit was like, no, we are beyond that. Things are moving so fast. They experience and learn, and they teach 2 weeks later. They share 2 weeks later. So it's wild. It moves fast. You get to step into leadership, and a lot of you are already in the role of energy worker, yoga teacher, sound healer, whatever it may be. And that's amazing. And if you're not, it's also amazing. If you're here, there's no coincidence. Trust yourself. Okay. And right away, we are put into a position of then sharing and leading. So it's really quick. On top of that, we have every month something called our Priestess Purification Plan. And that is a daily practice that we all commit to every single day. And as part of this path, we are here to remember ourselves, become beautiful, clear vessels so we can share the codes of the universe with the world. And in order to do that, we have to be these beautiful, pure beings, which means clean. Our center's clean and aligned. And we have different practices that we do daily to do that work, from breath, mantra chanting, dancing, different things. Every month is different, but we commit to it and we do it together and we expand ourselves together. And it's short, it's 12 minutes, that's it, but we do it. We have to do the daily practice for this work to be sustainable and real. The next thing that we also have are things called Heartworks. Every month you're given a whole beautiful list of exercises to do. They're so much fun. A lot of them are books to read, different assignments that you have to do, little exercises, fun things. Every month we write a hymn to the goddess we're working with, a song, a devotional song to the Divine Mother embodied in that blueprint of the goddess that we're speaking and working with. And so there's a variety of beautiful things that help integrate the codes of the ritual that were unlocked. Okay, it's big, it's challenging. You know, I am not going to lie. You're all going to move through big shifts. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be all sorts of emotions, and that is perfect. We're growing, we're expanding, we're having breakthroughs. By the end of this, I'm just in so much awe to witness what the beautiful priestesses that have moved through this course are doing and up to right now. It is blowing my mind. Yeah. We're all here to create new modalities even for the world to awaken. Yeah. Okay. Upon that, we also have a beautiful online space called our Rose Temple Portal. This is an online space where all the sessions are recorded and uploaded. So you have access to that, all the Heartworks, all the whole priestess plan. There's different resources on there. It's a beautiful temple space that you have access to where everything is just there, all the different gates we enter beautifully. It's just a really fun portal, literal portal. And then on top of that, we have a community chat room, and every month you have, we share updates of how we're doing. We keep in touch. So it's intense, but it's very spacious at the same time. We keep each other updated, we support each other. Additionally, we have priestess partners. So every month you're partnered up with one of the sisters in the program. And I mean, I'm going into detail. There's so much more. I won't be able to cover all of it, but you're partnered up with one of the ladies in the group and you keep each other accountable. There's different exercises you do together. That's one of the most beautiful things about this training is the sisterhood. We're all remembering ourselves and so deeply aligned and excited about this beautiful healing work we're doing inner and on the planet. And then the best part for me is when we meet in person. So there's 2 optional moments where we meet. Okay, so for this equinox group, we meet midway through in Egypt. And on the winter solstice, we have booked the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid of Giza to do ceremony. We have booked the Temple of Isis for our group on the full moon to do the Temple of Isis ritual in Temple of Isis. It's far out. So this is a beautiful pilgrimage. It is not a vacation. 14 days, 13 nights, all the temples of light, all the works, all the prayers. It is big stuff. This pilgrimage is only open to women in the training because there's a certain level of preparation that we need to do this work together. So if you're a part of the school, the pilgrimage is an option. Okay, the second meeting is at the very end of the training. And this varies based on where the energy wants us to be and anchor light. Last year, we did it in Costa Rica in the sacred mountains of Chiripo, Eternal Waters, where I live. And it was beyond magical. Learning and receiving the codes, the crystal codes from the rivers there, the Tulare River. Going swimming with humpback whales and hearing their codes of the new earth in our bodies through embracing their sound as a sound journeyed us, doing the Temple of Isis ritual as we pilgrimaged up the mountains under the full moon. It's beyond. And on the equinox itself, sitting in ceremony with the great grandmother plant medicine. And in those ceremonies, singing the songs to the Divine Mother that we have written ourselves. It's like so big. It's so beautiful. Words can't even explain. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. This has been a bloop. I've been a bit all over the place. Appreciate your staying with me on this thread. I think I've included many things, most things. This year, I'm taking the ladies in 1 month. We're doing our fall equinox retreat. This is for the ladies that are enrolled now, not this group, but we're going to the south of France, to the caves and the rivers where Mary Magdalene did her initiations. We are remembering and rewriting timelines. This is the work we're doing, you guys. This is not beginner stuff. This is big. We are creating a new earth together. We are writing the new earth codes. We are remembering. We are remembering. We are remembering Earth, the voice of Mother Nature. We are remembering the voice of our womb, the voice of all creation. Just going to invite us all just to close our eyes, place our hand on our heart. Take a couple of big deep breaths. I've just shared so much information. It will be poof, let it all land in a way. And I just want to, I pulled a card for us for this session, and just want you to close your eyes and receive this for a moment. It's from the Work Your Light Oracle deck from Rebecca Campbell. And the card is Leap. Leap. So closing your eyes, let's just receive this little message. You go first and the universe will catch you. Life bends for the courageous. The universe wants to support you, but first you need to leap, to throw your life up in the air. Perhaps you know what you're being called to leap toward or away from, but you're scared to make the move. Or maybe perhaps you're waiting for a big fat sign or instruction manual or permission to do so first. If this is you, then this card is your sign and permission slip to take a deep breath and leap into the unknown. It's scary to let go of all that we know and hope for something new. And it's normal to feel anxious at the thought of letting go of what we know for sure. But this is the unavoidable process of rising. And right now, this is how you're being called to live. Nature's constantly showing us how to live with courage. Fall comes every year and encourages the trees to loosen their grip, to allow what was once so full of life to fall away, leaf by leaf. For a moment, it feels like nothing will grow again. The branches are left bare without the comfort of what once was. But in the morn of spring, new shoots begin to appear and something new is born that is even more glorious than before. And in action, you go first, take a good run up and leap. And when I pulled this card, it was exciting because every single lady who joins the training takes the big courageous leap of faith to say yes to themselves, to this responsibility in a way, and this gift to your soul to remember, to continue to remember. So with that being said, let's just place both of our hands on our heart. This is an invitation to those of you who are feeling a vibration of yes, excitement, tingles, joy, enthusiasm. We are calling those priestesses to join together to do this work in collective harmony, joy, beauty, and creativity, to blossom this new earth. And if this is you, then I so look forward to welcoming you to our Mystery School of the Rose, Rose Priestess Leadership Training. And just take our hands into prayer and take a deep inhale through the nose. Through the mouth, deep exhale. And just bowing our head in devotion. Thank you, each of you who have taken the time today to watch this video. Such an honor to meet you. I look forward to hearing from you. The next step would, if you haven't already, go to the mysteryschooloftherose.com/form and fill out an application form if you've already done that. If you've already had a discovery call with me, then just email me, bianca.kempe@gmail.com, and let me know, and we'll get it all set up. So for now, thank you so much, beautiful beings, for being here with me. And aho.